What's up, everybody? By now, you probably already heard the news about rapper Young Bleed pictured here. If you were around with No Limit Records back in the day in the 90s and the 2000s, or attended any HBCU homecoming, you're familiar with him. So let's talk about what's going on with Young Bleed. So Young Bleed is a legend in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and he reportedly passed away just a few days after doing the No Limit versus Cash Money battle from a brain aneurysm. So I wanted to unpack what this really means so we can talk about signs you never should ignore. So according to most major news outlets, People, the New York Post, etc., Young Bleed, who was on stage with Master P, collapsed after performance and was pronounced dead, and he was only 51 years old. From social media, his family shared that he had been managing high blood pressure, but otherwise he seemed like he was healthy. And this is what makes brain aneurysms scary because they strike without warning. You might ask, what is a brain aneurysm, Dre? It's a weak spot in a blood vessel that balloons out, kind of like how you would see a big ball in a garden hose. And if it bursts, it causes bleeding on the brain, which doctors call a hemorrhagic stroke. So keep that term in your head. The problem is that most aneurysms, they don't show any symptoms at all until they rupture. But sometimes people get like a sudden headache, a really bad headache, and they describe it as the worst headache they've ever had. One of the biggest risk factors is high blood pressure. And so over time, that pressure weakens the walls of your blood vessels in your brain. And then, you add stress, genetics, smoking. All these things are risk factors to kind of make the risk go up. And Black men in particular, with the hypertension rates that we have, some of the highest in the world, that's what makes screening crucial to kind of know your status with these things. And so while celebrity stories like this draw attention to the issue, it's more of a community issue. So many of us, our brothers, our fathers, our friends, they walk around with high blood pressure and headaches and they ignore it. And so Young Bleed's story to me reminds us of how quickly things can change, because I know I also have to work to make sure that my blood pressure stays healthy as well. I have to work really hard at it. So it's personal for me. So here's what I want everybody to do. Check your blood pressure. The pharmacies, the grocery stores, the clinics, they all have those machines where you can check them if you don't have one at home. And if it's consistently over 130, over 80, talk to a doctor. And then the other things, no smoking, move your body, reduce stress. And if you have vision changes and headaches and things like that, don't ignore it. Call 911 or call your doctor. Yeah, so rest in peace to Young Bleed. He had some music that will live on. And his family, it seems like they're going to celebrate his life. So rest in power to Young Bleed. And as always, if you learn something from this, share it with somebody you love and make sure you manage that hypertension.